Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Rep. Reingans, and thank you, Rep. Kofia, for introducing this important legislation. Imagine being a woman walking down the street in your own neighborhood. A van pulls up alongside you, and three men jump out. No identification, no faces you can see, and no warning of any kind. The men tell you they're with the federal government. They tell you that they're ICE agents, and they're going to take you away in the van that they just pulled up in. You're terrified. You don't want to go with them, but you're afraid that if you ask questions or call for help, things will get worse than they already are. Your entire life, you've been taught to be aware of your surroundings and keep your guard up. That's the price you pay for being a woman. Now, you have masked, unidentified men grabbing you off the street and loading you into an unmarked vehicle. This sounds like something out of a scary movie or maybe a history book, looking back on a time that would make us think, that would never happen today. But it is happening today, in Michigan and across the country. People from communities of color and immigrant communities are being targeted and taken by masked men, sometimes in front of their crying families and traumatized children, sometimes with no one to bear witness to them being literally disappeared. Think about that. Women are particularly at risk, as some men in different parts of the country have worn masks and pretended to be ICE agents, only to grab women off the streets to physically and sexually assault them. A man in North Carolina is accused of impersonating an ICE officer and threatening to deport a woman if she would not have sex with him in a hotel room. He now faces numerous charges, including second-degree forcible rape. A woman in Brooklyn Heights was approached while she waited for a cab by a man who claimed to be an ICE agent. He directed her to a nearby stairwell where he punched her and tried to rape her. The woman suffered cuts to her face as well as scratches and bruises throughout her body. She survived something that never should have happened. Her attacker never displayed any identification. How disgusting, how utterly inhumane these crimes are. And the federal government is giving these so-called men the opportunity to abuse and violate women as a result of allowing their own agents to hide behind masks and normalize this behavior. It's time for Michigan to stand up and say no. No to masked men grabbing people off the streets. No to emboldening predators who would impersonate agents. And no to Michigan residents living in a constant state of fear. It's just wrong. We have a moral obligation to protect Michiganders, and there is no time to waste. I want to thank Rep. Kofia for introducing this critical legislation, and I'm proud to support this bill. I'd now like to hand it over to my colleague and friend, State Representative Donovan McKinney.